what's everybody, I'm Reckless and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to go over week 4 of BMT. Ow, there is a bird behind my head, that's Kiwi. Sorry if I get a little distracted by him and there's a lot of cuts in this video. He is liking to pick at my hair right now and bite at me, so yeah. Sorry if I get a little distracted by him, like now. But yeah, we're going to go over week 4 of BMT. Week 4, like all the other weeks, started on the Sunday, which is a grilled cheese day. I also put here that I had my wall locker PC and that we were pretty much left alone for the day. Now, we actually were kind of a little bit interesting because we were there over 3 major holidays. So we got there 2 days before Thanksgiving. We were there over Christmas Eve and Christmas, and New Year's. So we had a lot of weekends where we were just left to ourselves. So that included Saturday too. And not a lot of people get that. Normally it's just Sundays where MTIs aren't there. So we were kind of an interesting case. Yeah. So grilled cheese and Jesus day. Had my wall locker PC, and PCs are just your progress checks so your MTIs can kind of know how you're progressing. So just make sure you know what you're supposed to be doing, follow what you're supposed to be doing, do what you're supposed to do, and you'll be fine. And it also said when we were left to our devices, we were practicing for other PCs, which included drill and our reporting procedures. We had a few other PCs, but I'm not too sure what they were. I don't really remember, so I'm sure they're going to be in here somewhere. Now, Monday, we had our flight photos. So that's where you go to the picture place, you line up with your flight, and you get flight pictures done. That's pretty self-explanatory. One thing my MTI did say, yeah, Kiwi, is most likely everybody that's in your flight picture will not be with you at the end of basic. And he was right. So we actually did have a girl get recycled. So, yeah. Let's see what else. So Tuesday. Week 4, Tuesday. So this is Seaburn, aka the gas chamber. So we were one of the first flights back that actually got to do the gas chamber from them rebuilding it. So the gas chamber was actually closed for a while due to COVID, and because of a really bad winter storm that hit Texas, it completely took out the gas chamber, so they had to rebuild it, and just probably due for a remodel anyway, so they just kind of did. So yeah, we were lucky enough to go to the gas chamber. Now, if I can find a picture of me in the gas chamber, I will put it here, because I know there is one, and it is not a pretty picture of me by any means. Gas chamber is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. So you go in the gas chamber, right? I think they had us go in 15s, and it was us and I think another section we went. I was trying to think if we went with 2 other sections, but we only went with 1 other section. So there were 4 flights there, or 8 flights. I don't know how many flights were there. There was a lot of flights there at one time. So we got lined up in our flight, and they took us at 15 at a time. I was the second round to go in, so because I volunteered to go. So I was the second group to go in, and what they do, they line you up, right, and you have your gas mask. You put on your gas mask, and somebody comes and checks you after you check it yourself. So you put it on, you do the whole breathe in, breathe out with the filters, and then somebody will come by and check you again to make sure you're all right and make sure it's tight enough and all that. And then once the group in front of you is done, they will let you go in. Now, because you're wearing a gas mask, you don't smell anything. It's actually kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little weird. And they make you do some things. So they make you go up and down, left to right with your head. And they do one other thing. I don't remember what they did. But they make you do a couple of things to give you confidence in that gas mask. And then they have you take it off. So you have to do it exactly as they say to, or they will not let you out. So, or if you do it too early or too late or whatever. So you go up, over, bring it to your chest. And then you say your reporting statement. So, Sergeant Trainee Austin reports as ordered. And then once everybody says that, you're allowed to leave. So I was the first one out in my group. So the way they do it is you have two sides. So it's a big square. There's two sides, and you have to stay in the yellow lines. Excuse me, I'm trying to record a video. You don't care. So each side is a group. So the left side went first, and then we went. So they have you do the whole thing, take it off, and then you leave. That was the first one out. So thankfully, I didn't get too bad. But I mean, it wasn't pleasant what I did get. It affected my eyes more than anything. A lot of people, it affected their ability to breathe. Not in like they can't breathe, but more so like they were coughing more and like they couldn't, their nose was getting cleared out. Mine was fine. I coughed, I think, once or twice, and that got it out of my system down there. But I was just crying so much, and I couldn't see. So when I was walking out, like the MTI that was there was just like, follow my voice, because I guess I was like straying off because I couldn't see anything. And then they just make you walk with your arms out and make you walk back to your flight. Seaburn all day, and they teach you how to get into mop gear, they teach you how to use it. Sorry for my bird in the background. So yeah, they teach you how to do all that. Then you go out to the gas chamber, you come back, you do some more stuff, you eat lunch, which are MREs. I actually had the spinach fettuccine MRE, which I actually think was pretty good. Not a lot of people like that one, but I actually didn't find it horrible. So I don't know. But yeah, so that pretty much takes all day. And then you'll get back, you'll go to dinner and all that stuff, and do your whole little nighttime routine. Yeah, that's pretty much all that happens on Seaburn. It is an all-day thing. But all in all, it wasn't too bad. So I wouldn't be too scared about the gas chamber. That is definitely the thing I was scared of the most. So, and it wasn't too bad. Now, Wednesday, they do reward you for going to Seaburn. And we had our base Liberty, which is where we had free roam of the base. Obviously, with this time limit, I think we had 2 hours. So, it wasn't an hour. I think it was 2. But we got to go on base Liberty for dinner. So we got to go to wherever we wanted for dinner that was in, close walking distance. So we actually walked over to the BX, the big BX, not the small BX. And we got Domino's and I think Popeyes we got. So I was happy with that. And then that day before we go on base Liberty, we had Fest, which is our, I don't remember what the acronym stands for, but that's where you go and you learn the different tactical movements and the ECPs and all that kind of good stuff. So you learn that stuff. And that's Fest, and then you PC on it that same day. So super easy. They'll give you a few different scenarios, and yeah, you just have to do it correctly. And I remember I actually got super scared because I wasn't scared, but it like startled me, right? So during my scenario, I can't talk too much about the scenarios, but during my scenario, I was expecting one thing and another thing happened, so it kind of startled me. So I was like, fire trigger safe. And the MTI made fun of me for the way I said it because I like jumped because I wasn't expecting what he did. So yeah, an interesting day. So Thursday was our blues day. So you have a blues day. I don't remember why we had a blues day, but there was a purpose behind it, and we had classes all day. So yeah, fun day. Not really. Classes are never fun. You sit in there all day and it gets really boring. But if you're in Disneyland though, y'all have really good classrooms that are actually comfortable. If you're in Alcatraz, you have the desks from like early 2000s, and they are not comfortable, and you're shoulder to shoulder with people. Nuh-uh. I'm good. Now Friday was another down day, and this was actually one of our coldest days, and I literally wrote it was so fucking cold. And I guess we had a couple of fire drills that day. I don't know if I've gone over this yet or not, but there was actually one night that the fire alarm went off at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that shit was so cold. And people were actually like smart and brought their fleeces or their tracksuit top, and I was not that smart. I went out in a t-shirt and my shorts because it was always so hot in our dorm. And anytime it would get cold, they would turn on the heat. But then it would take them like 2 weeks to turn the heat off. So our dorm would get to like 90 degrees and it was hot. Hot, hot. And you can't sleep without clothes on. So like a lot of us, or at least what I did, is I would just pull my shirt up like and tuck it under my sports bra. So that way it would, you know, count its clothes. But it was so hot, dude. It was so hot. But that's Alcatraz for you. And then Saturday was actually Christmas Eve, and we did nothing. So no MTIs were there, obviously, and we actually did a Secret Santa. So we're not technically allowed to do Secret Santa, but we found a way to make it work. So we bought stuff. Obviously, we can't buy like anything fancy, but you know, we could buy pens and notebooks and stuff like that. So we just bought that stuff. So people put their names in a hat with a list of things that they needed, and you just put it in there, and you go, you pick a name out, you go and buy some stuff for them. So that was cool. And because we're not allowed to do Secret Santa, you know, you just have to be like, hey, do you need this? And they'll be like, oh yeah, totally. So that way, because you can't like gamble or owe anybody, so you kind of had to be smart around it, but we did find a workaround. And our sergeant, or like our dorm sergeant, thought it was the coolest thing, and he liked it. But my flight sergeant was like totally against it. But you know, it's whatever. And then I did put that another argument almost broke out. I'm guessing it was at one of our dorm meetings. So yeah. But yeah, that was week 4. Not a lot happened. If you guys have any other questions about like Seaburn or Fest, I will answer them in the questions or in the comments below. Obviously, because my basic training experience is probably a lot different than a lot of people that didn't go through at this time, it's going to be a little bit different, right? So we had a lot more down days than most people. A lot of people, especially going through any time now, is not going to have the same experience that I did. I definitely recommend going in the winter because it was actually nice. It wasn't blazing hot, and yeah, it was actually pretty comfy. And except for that 1 week where it was just like 18, 20. We actually had to go get extra blankets for our dorm because it was so cold. So yeah. And because I did say it was Christmas Eve, obviously the next day was Christmas morning. Normally I start the weeks off with Sundays, but I'm just going to end it with a Sunday. If you're there during any major holiday, they're going to have some really good food. Like for us, they had ham and turkey and stuff like that. So it was good food most of the time. Oh yeah, and for Christmas, we also got to watch The Grinch. So after dinner, we got to go back, watch Grinch, eat our granola bars or our fruit, and kind of wind down that way. So that was nice. And yeah, we also got a phone call that day too. So, all right, so that's going to wrap up week 4. I know it's a little bit of a shorter video. Hopefully it's not too short. But if you guys enjoyed this, hit the like button down below. It means the world to me to know you guys enjoy my content. And if you do enjoy my content, please hit the subscribe button down below. It also means the world to me to know you guys want to stick around. So if you have any questions about BMT whatsoever, please put them down in the comments below, and I will answer them, or I will make a whole video about questions too. I think I'm still going to do that anyway, but I'll respond in the comments as well. So yeah, that's about all I have for you guys. So I will see you guys hopefully next week with another video, and yeah, peace out guys.